Hello, this is my first video. I guess I'm gonna go by Marky Mark since that's what a lot of people call me. So I guess you may be wondering why another Diablo 2 Resurrected video. I've been playing this game since the year 2000 for the longest time, and for some reason I just can't get enough of it. It's been like 20 plus years and I still have not tried every build that there's possible. So I guess like after a while farming gets kind of annoying. You keep killing monsters, going to the same area, rinse and repeat. Try and get the good loot, try to kill the good monsters. But at some point you just kind of get away from it. But I guess the thing that keeps bringing this back is that I'm playing this game on Nintendo Switch. So as you can see, my video quality is not very good. I'm literally using a camera arm from the top of my coffee table to record this video. Unlike if you were playing on PC, it'd be a lot easier to record a video. And this is my first video, but I don't know how many people are going to watch this video, but I've gotten away from the farming. When I first bought Diablo 2 Resurrected for Nintendo Switch, I did a lot of farming, and I was trying to do the stuff I never did when I was younger because I wasn't that great at the game. And after a while, I kind of got burnt out. And then when I was playing on single player, which I know when you're playing on PC, you have the hero editor and you can pretty much just make whatever item you want. But I was playing on a Nintendo Switch and I accidentally discovered how to dupe on single player offline. And at that point, the game just got boring because I had every rune word I wanted. At that point, it was just leveling to 99 and grinding. And at some point I got sick of it and I went back to playing online because you have limited resources. You have to trade, which, by the way, if you're not familiar with it, playing online Nintendo Switch trying to trade is atrocious because not that many people play online on Nintendo Switch. Sure, you got those people going through playing on PC, getting torches week 1 of ladder, hopping on Nintendo Switch, soaking up all the high runes, and yeah, they do their thing, get to 99 in less than 2 weeks. But if you're a casual gamer, you want a different gaming experience. So I decided to start making videos, and I'm going to focus on the budget options and how to enjoy the game, you know, without all the grinding and the farming, which I still do some of that. This character I have pulled up right here is Lola, a level 87 assassin. It was my season 10 starter, and she can farm the Travincal pretty easily, but I don't want to do that all the time. So typically when I come home from work, I'll farm for about an hour, call it a night. Still have not got a high rune on season 10. Did get an rune, which is kind of nice, but gearing her up was pretty easy for season 10. Like, a lot of the stuff I was just given. I found a lot of the Natalia's pieces pretty easily. And I even found the claw after I had traded for the claw. The armor, I just happened to find farming the Countess. The boots someone just gave to me. The helmet I traded for. And a lot of this stuff you can just accumulate perfect gems and trade them for like a limb or a pole rune and get what you need. Like, plenty of people out there looking for perfect gems to reroll their grand charms and stuff. So nothing on this character is too far out of budget. I did find an room farming the Countess, which is a godsend. Like, that's super lucky. I broke it down into two like a mal and an I still have the mal rune, haven't traded it or used it. And then since then I found another rune. I found some pole runes, some lem runes. Just traded some more perfect gems, got some more lem runes and pole runes. And this is my starter. I'll show you her. And after I cleared the game with her and started farming Countess and... Oops, screen's going dark. Started farming Countess, get some runes, do a few Travincal runs. I started my second character, which is something I've never built. I built a Rift Assassin. Funny thing about the Rift Assassin is you need a Gull rune to make Rift. I still haven't found a Gull rune. I have the equivalent of this rune, so I'm halfway to a Gull rune, but I've been using the budget option Voice of Reason, And it's doing pretty decent. I'm only in Act 2 with that character. So I guess the first thing I'll do is run through a Travincal run and show you my gear and show you how easy it is to farm the Travincal. My Merc dies all the time. He's not going to survive. The gear for my Merc is currently on the other assassin. And by the way, my favorite character is not the assassin. My favorite character is the Amazon, which I almost always play. But I decided to try something different, so I started with an assassin this time. So I'll just do one Travincal run, show you how it's not really difficult at all, even without a mercenary, if you have the Natalia set. I'm a blade assassin, by the way. Pretty easy. You can do that to farm some runes, possibly. If you don't want to farm, you don't have to do that, but it's a good little getaway from the normal routine. Then after that, I'll go to my Rift Assassin, which is actually not a Rift Assassin, it's a Voice of Reason Assassin. She's in Act 2. She's doing pretty decent. Death Sentry pretty much carries you pretty easily if you do Death Sentry and Lightning Sentry. I went ahead and transferred over the gear. See, I'm invisible because I have Natalia set. Already transferred the gear. The rest of the gear, Bartuk's on the secondary claw with just a fire resist jewel. I need to fix the runes in my armor because I had to put an Ortran in the helmet for the other assassin, because the other assassin uses the helmet and the boots. Natalia's claw, just a stupid belt with hit recovery. Probably need a string of ears, but it doesn't really seem relevant. Lane of hands, resist jewel till I swap out the runes and the helmet and the armor, and then I'll switch that to Dwarf Star, which is pretty good for the magic damage reduction, which the set itself gives you magic damage reduction. String of ears, if I had it, would also give you magic damage reduction. Ravenfrost, Atmoscarab. I think I traded a pole rune for the Atmoscarab. Even though trading on Switch is hard, you're still able to make some trades just to get that amplified damage to kill the physical immunes like the ghosts and stuff. And yeah, that's the gear. And then the charms are a bunch of resist charms. I won't go through all those. But yeah, let me do some of my Shadow Warrior, because I want a Shadow Warrior. I don't like Shadow Master because I can't control what he casts. Burst of Speed, Venom, Blade Shield. I mean, it's not the fastest Travincal run with this character. If I had the Mercenary as backup, it would be a lot faster, but I didn't want to invest in the equipment for the Mercenary to help him survive. I mean, if I die, I guess I'll just delete the video. But depends on what the mods are on the elites. First some Blade Sentinels. No physical immune, so it's pretty easy. Well, the Merc is actually alive and didn't die to Hydras. I'm kind of surprised about that. I revived him, I guess, to get his gear off of him. And he still hasn't died to Hydras. He doesn't even have any armor or weapon, I don't think. Resummon the Shadow Warrior. Okay, now he's dead. The Merc's dead. Yeah, the Merc finally died. And this is why we don't do this over and over again, because a bunch of blue items, since I don't have Magic Find. Yeah, like nothing. No gems, no nothing. Merc's dead. I don't think he even had a weapon on him. And I know he didn't have the armor. He didn't have anything on him, I don't think. I transferred all the other assassin. But, yeah, came back to town to transfer gear to the Rift Assassin, which doesn't have a Rift. I'm sharing the helmet. I'm sharing the boots. I'm sharing the Lane of Hands. I'm sharing the Atmoscarab. And I'm sharing the Ravenfrost. Yeah, this character is basically built off a bunch of lemon pole runes. The Rift Assassin is not much different. And Bella, level 73 assassin. Yep, not gonna do any farming, I'm actually just questing, which I find questing to be the most enjoyable part of the game. Just trying to complete the quest, get the waypoints. Kind of takes your mind off doing the same thing over and over again. I'm in Act 2, I already found a bunch of waypoints, and we're just gonna do the Maggot Lair and the Claw Viper Temple. Guess I can turn on burst of speed. Oh yeah, I'm finally at 73, so I can wear Storm Shield. This character struggles physically because I don't have any life leech. No life leech, no mana leech, we're just using potions. My Merc doesn't have insight, which kind of sucks when we're throwing up a bunch of death sentries, but mana potions seem to get the job done. Storm Shield to help our survivability physically. I traded a pole rune for the Storm Shield, and I put this really cool 9 resistance, all resist jewel in it. Because what else am I going to use my Psychic Quest on? The Merc's gear currently has an Obedience Ethereal Thresher, which is kind of hot. Pretty budget weapon, but finding that 5-socket Ethereal Thresher was kind of nice. Tal Mask. Really dirt cheap breastplate. Still waiting to get a 3-socket decent armor. Because as you can see, the highest runes I have right now, I have 2 runes and a Mal rune, which will equivalent of an Ist rune. So I'm 1 Ist rune away from making the goal to make the Rift weapon. There's the scepter for it right there. And I got a Limb rune. That's going to go into a Treachery for the Mercenary if I get a good armor. Got a Foul rune, a Lum rune, another Limb rune, which I can trade for not sure what. Maybe like a Drackles might help. Someone might give me a Drackles for a Limb rune, maybe. I don't know. Or I could just get like a String of Ears or something. Not really sure. And yeah, that's the gear. There's the Voice of Reason. It's holding up pretty well. I mean, it's not the best Frozen Orb attack trigger, but still seems to be doing pretty decent. And we've got a Treachery Cuirass, which would be on the Mercenary, but that's the best I can do for my armor. An upgraded Night Smoke Belt, which actually the damage goes to mana is pretty useful actually. Less mana potions, you're getting hit a lot, just kind of tanks your mana out the wazoo. Ravenfrost, and then we got a Dwarf Star. If Clone Diablo shows up, I think this character might be able to take him. Mainly because of Venom. I think I have enough Venom that I might stop Diablo's regeneration. But yeah, anyways, let's do our buffs. Shadow Warrior. Not a very high Shadow Warrior, but we have to summon the Shadow Warrior a lot. It's just a level 3 Shadow Warrior. Right. Well, I'm not using Burst Speed anymore because I need the resistances since I downgraded my shield from an Ancient's Pledge. So we're going to use Fade now. Cloak of Shadow is always good. I mean, maxing out Lightning Sentry and Death Sentry will do a lot of good in Hell difficulty. That can carry you most of the way. I put 1 point into Blade Shield just to proc the Frozen Orb a little bit more if I get hit. And then 20 into Dragon Talon, that's our single target attack. And I actually figured I'd try something different, so I'm actually going to start putting the rest of my points into Phoenix Strike just to get some more elemental damage. I mean, we're soloing, and even at the most, Nintendo Switch is only 4 players max. So I think even a non-synergized Phoenix Strike will get a good bit of elemental damage since when you use Dragon Talon, it expends all 3 charges from your charge up moves. So you just get 3 charges on the Phoenix Strike, use Dragon Talon, and then all the charges go away and do everything. And I feel like you can get a good bit of elemental damage on there. I'm not sure how well that's going to work, but by the time I reach level 90, we'll see how it does. Got a ways to go. I only have 1 point of the Phoenix Strike right now. Probably won't be using it much. And yeah, well, I don't want this video to go too long, so maybe we'll just skip the maggot layer and do the Claw Viper Temple. I do have the Storm Shield now. It's for my first time equipping it. I mean, like, the Death Sentry just does the job. Like, I've seen a lot of Blade Assassins just not even use their blade skills and rely on the, yeah, you can just use the blade skill, or not even use the blade skills and rely on Death Sentry a lot of times. Death Sentry only takes 20 points to max and 20 points to max Lightning Sentry. I only have 980 life. Not a lot. But it's been a while since I died. Let's cast Fade again. Look, right there by the waypoint. Valley of Snakes. Good, this video will be short and sweet. Yeah, I have to resummon the Shadow Warrior a lot. Not really sure how much damage the Frozen Orb does, but it seems pretty good. And we're really not going for speed, we're just trying to clear some quests. Storm Shield seems to be doing pretty good. I'm taking a lot less physical damage. Could go for like a Spirit. Yeah, like right there. Used a forward juvie on a mercenary, and Death Sentry did the rest. I mean, honestly, like, I feel like Death Sentry can just carry, like, any assassin build. Need 2 mana potions and 2 healing potions. Wormhide boots. Healing potion. No other healing potion. Yeah, I tend to alternate between online and offline. So after latter season 10 is over, I'll probably go back to playing hardcore offline. I like playing hardcore because since I'm duping all my rune words, it's kind of like a handicap that if you die, you're just dead. So while you can potentially get any good item you ever wanted besides like uniques that you have to actually find, it kind of puts a handicap on you. And yeah, I've had several characters die, but mostly from stupid mistakes. But the main thing in hardcore is you just want to stay over leveled. Like, you want to get to level 80 before you go to hell difficulty, and by the time you get to Act 4, you want to be really close to 90. And the ability for monsters to hit you is based off a character and monster level. So if you just are high enough level that you take less hits, it helps massively. Like, but for right now, I'm on season 10. This was my 2 assassins. I started in Amazon. I'm gonna probably do like a hybrid spear build with Javs. Use the physical spear attacks on the lightning immunes and do lightning fury. Since I found a nice little unique matriarchal spear. Yeah, this is my first video, by the way, like I said. Not sure what else I can do. Like, can't really show you Chaos Sanctuary right now. I know a lot of people that upload videos like to show Chaos Sanctuary because that's a good, more difficult area to farm. Honestly, to me, Chaos Sanctuary isn't that bad. The biggest threat in Chaos Sanctuary is if you get decrepified and you're slowed down. But Worldstone Keep is like infinitely harder than Chaos Sanctuary, but farming Bale is kind of annoying because you got to kill the minions. Diablo's really easy to get to, and it's pretty dense over there. Well, I guess I can transmute these gems. Pretty close to another 40 perfect gems. And despite popular belief, when you're just soloing, or even on Nintendo Switch when you're playing at most 4 players in a game, you don't need the greatest gear. And Nintendo Switch is really good for playing with people you know. I play a lot with my brother. So it's like, as long as both people are geared pretty well, you don't have to worry about, dead weight in your party. And so you don't even have to have the strongest gear. Like on Nintendo Switch, I don't think you actually, when you're playing online, actually need an Infinity. As long as you have some way to get around the immunities. And for this character, we're pretty much using Death Sentry, which is lightning damage. And the Corpse Explosion is fire and physical damage. And my weapon is pretty much cold damage and physical damage. So as long as you have a way around the immunities, I don't think you really need to farm for the high-end gear. Now, if you're on PC and you want to go into an 8-player game, yeah, you probably want better gear. But if you're just playing on Nintendo Switch, I don't think you actually need the top-end gear. And quite frankly, farming can get kind of boring after a while, so... Like I said, if you are getting a torch in the first week and trading for high runes in the first week, you can easily get all the high-end gear, but a lot of people playing on Nintendo Switch are just trying to make it through the quests. And while I've been playing this game for 20 years and I know how to do that and more, it's nice to just kind of play on a ladder campaign and start with nothing and just kind of go from there. Try some new builds. I've never been a fan of the Assassin until now, but like I said, my skill tree, like, all I really did was max Lightning Sentry and Death Sentry, and a little bit of kicks, and I'm going to see if I can use this Phoenix Strike a little bit, because it doesn't really matter. I mean, I could, like, max Shadow Warrior, but you can just resummon them. But anyways, I hope you liked the video. I plan on making more, and Amazon is my favorite character, by the way, if I didn't mention that already. So hopefully I'll get some Amazon videos out there. And like I said, like maybe I'll post another video of this character as the character gets farther into the quests. Yeah, maybe I'll post like an Act 5 video. And I don't know, what's the hardest area in Act 5? Whirlstone Keep, Frozen River with the... Honestly, I don't think the Burning Souls are going to be that much of a problem because I can just use Cloak of Shadows. But I don't know, those Bloodlords though, those Bloodlords will wreak havoc on you if you try to melee them. So maybe I post that, a good fight with the Bloodlords. But anyways, this is Marky Mark, and I hope you enjoyed the video.